Hi, everyone. How are you doing on today? I am super, super excited. I am Neloise Denise, and this is When Life Happens. And so I'd like to welcome you on today. So whether you come in at a later time, those who will be joining in, welcome, welcome, welcome. So what is When Life Happens? When Life Happens is a platform designed to inspire hope, to encourage, and to motivate you to move. MOVE, make overwhelming obstacles victorious experiences. And how do you do that? You share how God has brought you through a situation, and, because I always say your testimony could be the very key that helps unlock someone else's prison. And also, we overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the words of our testimony. So, on today, I am really just going to flow how God has given it to me. And I hope and pray that it inspires you as I share. So, a couple Sundays ago, my pastor, he he's done it once before since I've been going to the church, and I've been going there for a few years. And so what he did was he stood in the stead of, as a man, as someone who I guess mistreated you, as a pastor, as a father. And he stood in the stead of that individual, and he apologized for, the new members. And in that very moment, it made me, for whatever reason, God had me to, what came to me was the fact that there was a tumultuous situation, a very, very bad relationship that I was in. And in that very moment, God allowed me to see the magnitude of that relationship and the impact that it had on me. Now, obviously, I wasn't thinking about that, and so I was kind of just asking God, to kind of help me to really understand what it was that he was trying to get me to see. So in this very tumultuous relationship, um, it was bad, right? Not to the point where there was like physical abuse, because I, wasn't really tolerant. That's one of the things for me. You were not going to put your hands on me. Um, that just was not something that I was interested in. And so, and then the fact that I have 8 brothers, I don't know, that could have been a deterrent as well. But it's not like I brought my brothers into my relationship. You know what I'm saying? Because I felt that I could handle things. So there was never a relationship where there was physical abuse, right? But to the extent of this particular relationship, it was very challenging in the sense that I felt like this individual was trying to break me. I felt like this individual was trying to destroy me, honestly. I felt like there was nothing that I could do right. Though there was no physical abuse, there was like the emotional and the verbal, and trying to create this mental block. But the purpose of me sharing this relationship is to help you understand that you have a choice. You have a choice in the matter. You have the ability to choose, and you have to make a decision as to what is best for you. Now, what I'm saying is you have to understand this was many, many years ago. And in that moment at church that I had, I was just like, wow, that relationship broke me. It broke me into the point where I contemplated suicide because I wanted to get out. I was looking for a way out of this situation. I needed to get out. And I contemplated suicide in this relationship because I felt that there was no way, no other way for me to get out of that relationship. And then not only that, I toyed with the thought of homicide because I was thinking I got to get out of here. So I'm sharing this to let you know that those are not the end all be all. You do not have to end your life in a horrific or terrible relationship. God will provide a way of escape. And for me, that's what he did. I don't even know how I ended up in this situation. I have just been led and compelled to share this so that whoever out there sees this, you just know that you don't have to suicide doesn't have to be it. It doesn't have to be in. If you are in a situation that you feel like you can't handle, and it doesn't have to be an abusive relationship, it could be you feel like you're drowning in debt and you don't see no way out. I'm here to let you know that God will provide a way. I just hope and pray that you will open yourself and allow him to come in to minister to you, to give you and show you a way out. And so, because suicide is not the answer. And in my moment of desperation, that's what I thought I needed to do to get out of this situation. In my moment of desperation, I thought that there were no choices, right? And I'm not trying to highlight the enemy at any cost, but you have to be privy to his devices. And that's how he'll come in to try to steal your life, your gift, your mission, your purpose away from you. When you find yourself in a situation and you think that you can't do it in your own strength, you won't be able to do it. But if you allow God to come in, he'll give you the strength. He'll give you the strategy on how you can overcome whatever situation that you're in. Because in that moment, because, you know, I don't want anyone to be confused about this. I'm not perfect by any means. I too have gone through challenges and situations in life that have put me in some unpredictable circumstances, right? Or some circumstances that I wasn't even thinking that I would find myself in. So I just really hopped on to encourage you and let you know that God is with you. He is there. We all have to go through our trials and tribulations in life. And that was just one that I had to make. But in that, God allowed me to see that I am strong. He allowed me to see that I have the ability to overcome. And though the revelation on the previous, not last Sunday, but the Sunday before, though that revelation allowed me to see the magnitude and the extent of that, though it was designed and meant to crush me, though it did break me, I'm no longer that broken woman. I'm no longer in that situation. I am healed. I am whole, and I am moving forward in the things of God. So that was just the stop that I had to make. That's just the path that I had to go through. And why? Because maybe it's for me to share with someone that, baby, suicide is not the answer. Giving up is not the answer. God is a God. His promises are sure. They will not lie. In his word, it says they are yea and amen. And so if God has given you a promise, don't let whatever pit you are currently in detour you nor cause you to forfeit the assignment or the promise of God for your life. And so with me saying that, I just really wanted to encourage you and let you know that you can make it, right? I was in that situation. I thought there were no other choices. I ended up losing my apartment, had to move back home. It wasn't even long, but I went back home, came back, had to start all over. And starting over, I had to look at that differently. I had to begin again, right? And with God, he made a way. He showed up in ways that blew my mind, you know. So beginning again is not a hard thing, though it may seem like that in that moment. It's really not, if you just trust God in your situation. So I remember talking to my cousin about this. We went out to lunch and we were just kind of talking, you know, and I was telling her, I said, baby, I said, listen to me. I told God, if I ever come to you asking about my husband, I said, God, disregard, because that's just where I was. That's what that relationship did. It had me in the frame of mind, baby. I don't even want to be bothered. God, don't even worry about it. If I even come to you asking for a husband, just disregard my request. And she was laughing at me so hard because she thought that it was funny, but I was for real. I was serious. I needed God to honor that request. And I'm saying this to say, since I had been so broken, and I really didn't know what to do, my sincere prayer to God was for God to hide me. I asked God to hide me from any potential relationship. I wanted him to hide me in him. You know what I'm saying? So whoever my mate was, whoever my husband was, he would find me in God. He would find me, you know, and then God will, you know, open my eyes to the potential mate. Because, honey, I was running like this, not trying to look, stop, nothing, blink. I wasn't trying to do any of that. I was just trying to be hidden in God and allow God to heal me. I had to allow God to heal me everywhere that I hurt so that I could be in position when he was ready to present me to my husband. And so For those of you who are out there, I'm encouraging you, if you are single, and being single is a plus, don't misconstrue what I mean. In my moment of singleness, when I was single, I was focused on the things of God. And when God blessed me with my husband, I am still focused on the things of God. And now I have my husband, and we are growing in grace, and we are growing in God, and we are still two individuals who are seeking God for the purpose of our lives together. So as you are in that moment where I asked God to hide me, honey, I was so for real and so serious. I was like, God, hide me. And I'm telling you, when people would be trying, guys would be trying to say, hey, babe, I'm focused. And, but I thank God for his grace and mercy and his hiding me in him, and so when God did present me to my husband, it was a wonderful experience in the sense that when God does it, it doesn't mean that there won't be trials and there won't be challenges, but because God is in the center of it all, it'll be wonderful. And so I said all that to say this, that as you are moving through life and life continues to happen, because life happens, I just want to encourage you and let you know that God is the answer. God is the only one who can fill any other void in your life. He is the one, to fill those voids. And so allow God to heal you. I don't know where you are. Only you and God know your walk. Only you and God know where you are right now. But I just encourage you to allow him in, to allow him to be the center of your life. Whether you're single, whether you're married, God can come in and restore any situation. Because even though I got married, it's still, God still had to work in me. He still is working on me, and he's working through me. So at the same time, honey, God will come in and do exactly what he needs to do. So if you find yourself in a situation, I implore you to just seek God, and seek him for your life, seek him for direction, and allow him to be God in your situation. If you're in a predicament and you're just kind of like, well, oh no, don't turn away from God, run to him. And that's another that's another tactic of the enemy. So I pray against any plot, plans, or scheme that the enemy has against you, so that so that your eyes may be open to what God is trying to show you. And don't be so focused on what the enemy is doing. Focus on God, because God will give you every solution to whatever it is that you need. And so that's all that I have on today. I just needed to share my testimony and how God allowed me to see the extent of that situation and what it had on me, and how in a moment of desperation, I thought the only way out was suicide or homicide. And in that moment of desperation, God still came in. Because I'm here, so I didn't go either of those routes. And I asked God to hide me in him, so that when he presented me to my husband, I would be ready. I wanted to be hid in him so much, to the point where whoever was seeking God for me, only God would be able to reveal me to him. And I just want to encourage you that God is able to help you wherever you are, because God will meet you at your point of need. He is a good father. And that is all that I have on today. I am so excited. We're having a marriage conference at our church, the Empowerment Ministries Christian Center, and I'm super excited. Last night was so fun. So I'm getting ready to head to that. But if there are no questions, because I'm kind of trying to check the comments and I don't see any, but I just know, even in moments of desperation, call on God. In moments of confusion, call on God. In moments of hurt and brokenness, call on God, because he is there and he's available if you're willing to call on him. If there are no questions in the chat, I'd like to thank you all for tuning in. Have an amazing day and be encouraged in the Lord. And I just pray your strength in the Lord. Have an amazing day.